Hey everyone, welcome back to the English Blend.
We are so happy you're joining us today.
Before we get started, Leo, I have a quick question for you.
Hit me. What is it?
Have you ever had a moment when you knew the English word, but you just couldn't say it?
Oh, absolutely. It happens all the time, even to me.
Right? It's not about knowing the grammar.
Exactly. It's usually about feeling confident enough to open your mouth.
That fear of making a mistake, it's powerful, you know?
I know exactly what you mean.
That's why we created this episode.
Hi, everyone. I'm Leo.
And I'm Mia.
Welcome to the English Blend.
Today we're diving into a crucial topic, 10 expressions for everyday confidence.
We want to give you phrases that make you sound strong, ready, and positive.
These are the phrases native speakers use when they feel prepared for something new or challenging.
They are simple, everyday English, mostly A2 to B2 level, which is our specialty.
Perfect! So grab your coffee and let's get started.
Before we jump into the expressions, we should define what we mean by confidence in this context.
That's a good idea. Sometimes the word sounds very heavy.
We aren't talking about being arrogant or loud.
No, not at all. Confidence here means trusting yourself.
It means having belief in your ability to handle a situation.
Especially an unexpected situation or one where you have to use your English quickly.
We want to switch your internal dialogue from, I hope I don't mess this up, to, I can handle this.
Exactly. That small mental shift is huge for fluency.
Okay, Mia, let's start with the first group. These are phrases you can use when someone gives you a task.
Like a boss asking for a report or a friend suggesting a complicated plan.
Our expression number 1 is classic. I've got this.
Oh, I use that all the time. It's so versatile.
It's short, punchy, and instantly communicates control.
If a colleague says, "Can you finish the presentation slides?"
You reply simply, I've got this.
It shows you are competent and ready. No hesitation.
It also avoids a long, complicated answer that might be difficult to formulate if you're still learning English grammar.
That's the beauty of expressions. They are ready-made communication tools.
Absolutely. Moving to number 2, I'm up for the challenge.
This one is slightly more formal, maybe for work or school.
Yes, it recognizes that the task might be difficult. It acknowledges the effort needed.
But it states clearly that you accept it. You welcome the difficulty.
If someone says, this project requires you to work with 3 different departments.
You say, "I'm up for the challenge." It sounds motivated, right?
Very motivated. It tells the other person you see the potential difficulty but are not scared.
That's a key marker of confidence, not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act despite it.
Let's move to a slightly more casual one. Expression number 4, bring it on.
Ooh, this one has a fun, slightly playful edge.
It often implies that whatever the situation is, you are ready to meet it head on.
You might hear this in sports or competitive scenarios.
Imagine your English teacher says, today we have a pop quiz on irregular verbs.
You could whisper to yourself, "Bring it on."
It's highly informal, so maybe don't say it to your CEO, but it's great for friendly situations.
It shows zero intimidation. It's a very confident stance.
Okay, expression number 4 is similar to number 3, but a bit more focused on action. I'm ready to tackle this.
To tackle is a great verb. It means to deal with a problem or challenge directly and forcefully.
Like a rugby player tackling an opponent. You are charging into the situation.
Let's say you have a huge stack of emails you need to reply to in English. You take a deep breath and declare, "I'm ready to tackle this pile of emails."
It gives you a sense of momentum, you know?
It suggests preparation and energy. You are not procrastinating, you are executing.
And finally, for this section, expression number 5, no sweat. This is pure, relaxed confidence.
It means, this is very easy for me. I don't even need to work hard.
It comes from the idea that if something is difficult, you might sweat from the effort.
So if someone asks you to do something simple, like translating a short email,
You can respond, no sweat. I can do that before lunch.
it's a great way to confirm your capability without bragging.
It's casual, friendly, and very common.
I think these first 5 are wonderful for initiating action. I've got this, I'm up for the challenge, bring it on, I'm ready to tackle this, and no sweat.
Perfect summary, Mia.
Now, let's look at the next set. These phrases are about managing pressure and maintaining a positive outlook.
Expression number 6 is critical when you feel overwhelmed. I can handle it.
Simple, yet immensely powerful.
Unlike I've got this, which often refers to completing a task, I can handle it often relates to managing stress or a complex situation.
If your team is under tight deadlines and the manager looks worried,
You might step in and say, "Don't worry, team. We can handle it if we break it down."
it promotes teamwork and calmness. It shows leadership, which requires confidence.
Absolutely. Moving to number 7. Let's dive in.
I love this one because it's so inviting.
It means to jump straight into something, usually a discussion or a process.
You use it when you want to stop talking about the planning and actually start doing the work.
If you've been discussing the logistics of a road trip in English for an hour,
Someone confident might say, okay, enough talking about the map, let's dive in and start driving.
it stops the overthinking and encourages immediate engagement.
And speaking of positive outlook, expression number 8, I feel good about this.
This expression expresses intuition and positive expectation.
It's not based on facts or figures, but on a general sense of optimism.
Maybe you just finished a job interview, but you don't know the result yet.
You can tell your friend, I feel really good about this interview. I think it went well.
It boosts your own morale and it lets the other person know you are generally satisfied with your performance.
It reflects internal confidence, which is vital.
Okay, expression number 9 is something we use when we want to take a risk. What's the worst that could happen?
This is the ultimate phrase for overcoming fear of failure.
It immediately minimizes the potential negative outcome. It reframes the risk.
If you are thinking about messaging a native English speaker to practice conversation, but you feel nervous,
You ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? They say no? I can live with that.
it reminds us that often the imagined disaster is much scarier than the real consequence.
Exactly. It gives you permission to try.
And finally, expression number 10, I'll give it my best shot.
This is a beautiful expression of realistic confidence,
It acknowledges that success is not guaranteed.
but it guarantees maximum effort.
If you are asked to prepare a very complex presentation outside your normal expertise,
You can say, it's difficult, but I'll give it my best shot.
it sets expectations correctly while confirming your commitment.
So that's our list of 10 expressions for boosting everyday confidence.
I can handle it. Let's dive in. I feel good about this. What's the worst that could happen? And I'll give it my best shot.
You know, Mia, discussing confidence reminds me of something interesting about language and confidence.
Oh, tell me more.
Well, there's a mini cultural note here. In many English-speaking cultures, especially American and British, there is often a high value placed on appearing decisive and quick in communication.
That's true. Waiting too long to answer can sometimes be interpreted as uncertainty.
Right, and learners often take extra time to translate or formulate the perfect grammatical sentence.
Which is understandable.
Of course. But by using these quick, short confidence phrases like, I've got this, or no sweat, you instantly meet that cultural expectation of decisiveness.
That's a great insight. It's not just about what you say, but the speed and structure of the delivery. Short sentences are more impactful.
Exactly. A fun fact related to this, studies have shown that in many professional settings, the pace of speech is often mistaken for intelligence or competence.
So speaking quickly, even if you make a few minor errors, can sometimes make you seem more capable than speaking slowly, but perfectly.
Precisely. These confidence expressions allow you to inject speed and sound competent, even if you are only A2 or B1 level.
It's like a communication hack. Instead of building a complex wall of words, you just fire off a quick, confident missile.
Think about expression 9 again. What's the worst that could happen?
It's a full philosophical argument packed into 5 words.
If you tried to say, I am considering the potential negative outcomes of this action and I find them to be minimal, that takes forever.
And you might get lost in the verb tenses.
But what's the worst that could happen is fast, flawless, and persuasive.
It's definitely easier to remember and use in the moment.
We should share a short story here, something relatable.
Go for it, Leo.
I remember when I first started learning Spanish, I went to a bakery in Madrid. I knew how to order bread, but I wanted to ask for something specific that wasn't on the menu.
That's always the tricky part, going off script.
I was frozen for a full 30 seconds, constructing the sentence in my head, worrying about the subjunctive tense. The baker just waited patiently.
Oh dear, the silence must have been agonizing.
It was. Finally, I just said the basic sentence I knew. But if I had an English phrase like, let's dive in to myself, I might have just pushed past the fear.
So you wish you had practiced a mental self-cue for confidence.
Yes, I needed to shift from focusing on perfection to focusing on communication.
That story perfectly illustrates why these quick expressions matter. They stop the mental paralysis.
Absolutely. They are tools for immediate action.
We've given the listeners 10 powerful expressions. Now, how do they move from just knowing them to actually using them?
That brings us to our practical tip section. We have 3 actionable steps that you can start today.
I like that. Actionable steps are key.
Tip number 1, the mirror drill.
The mirror drill sounds intense. Is it like a workout?
Kind of. It's a rehearsal technique. Every morning, you should stand in front of a mirror.
And look at yourself?
Yes, and say 3 of the confidence expressions out loud. Use a strong, clear voice.
So I wake up, brush my teeth, look in the mirror, and say, I've got this. I feel good about this. Bring it on.
Exactly. And try to mimic the posture and facial expression of someone who truly believes it.
Why the mirror, though? Why can't I just say it in my head?
The mirror forces you to engage the muscles you use for speaking English, your face, your jaw, your tongue. It also helps you see the nonverbal communication that goes with confidence.
That makes sense. Confidence isn't just words, it's body language, too.
When you practice it visually, it makes the expression feel more authentic when you use it later in a real conversation.
So practice the whole performance, not just the lines.
Precisely. That's tip 1, the mirror drill. Practice the physicality of confidence.
What about tip number 2?
Tip number 2, the 3-second rule for answering questions.
The 3-second rule, like a sports rule?
Yes. When someone asks you a question in English and you feel that fear creeping in, you have 3 seconds to start speaking.
You mean before I get lost in my own head, right?
Exactly. If you wait longer than 3 seconds, your brain has time to generate fear, anxiety, and doubt about your grammar.
That internal voice is terrible sometimes. It says, wait, is that past perfect continuous?
And by the time you figure out the tense, the conversation has moved on or you've missed your chance to contribute.
So within those 3 seconds, if I don't know the perfect response, I should use a confidence phrase instead.
You could say, I'm up for the challenge of answering that. Or simply use a transitional filler like, well, let me dive in with an idea.
I see. It ensures that I use my voice quickly, establishing presence.
It's about prioritizing fluency and presence over perfection. Don't let the silence grow.
Great tip. We need to cut off the self-doubt immediately.
And our final tip, tip number 3, adopt a confidence character.
A confidence character, like an alter ego.
Yes, kind of. When you are learning a language, sometimes it helps to separate your fearful self from your speaking self.
So I create a new persona who speaks English perfectly and confidently?
Well, not perfectly, but confidently. Think of a famous person or a character from a movie who you admire for their bravery or assertiveness.
Let's say I choose Wonder Woman.
Okay, when you walk into your English class or your English-speaking meeting, you tell yourself, okay, Wonder Woman doesn't worry about articles and prepositions.
She just says, I've got this, let's dive in.
Exactly. This technique creates a psychological barrier between the pressure you feel and your actual performance.
It stops me from taking the fear personally. It's the character's job to be brave.
It's surprisingly effective. You are momentarily stepping into a role where confidence is the expected behavior.
So our 3 tips are the mirror drill, the 3-second rule, and adopt a confidence character. These are so practical.
We want our listeners to start using these today, not tomorrow.
Absolutely. Practice daily to reinforce these new habits.
Now that we have the 10 expressions and the 3 practical tips, let's move to a specific language focus.
Great idea. We want to teach a few additional idioms or phrases related specifically to persistence and success.
Our first idiom is one of my favorites for describing resilient people, to land on your feet.
Oh, that's a good one. What does it mean exactly?
It means that even after a difficulty, a failure, or a tricky situation, you quickly recover and become successful again.
Like a cat, always landing right side up.
Precisely. A confident person understands that failures happen, but they know they will land on their feet.
For example, she lost her first job due to budget cuts, but she landed on her feet and found a better position the next month.
Perfect example. It shows resilience and self-assurance.
Idiom number 2, to take something in stride.
This is a beautiful phrase. It means to handle a difficult or unexpected event calmly and without getting upset.
If you are confident, you don't panic when things go wrong. You just accept it and move forward.
If there's a technical glitch during your presentation in English and you recover without stress,
You took the mistake in stride. You handled it smoothly.
example sentence, when the unexpected question came up, she just took it in stride and gave a thoughtful answer.
That's a hallmark of true confidence. Not perfection, but how you react to imperfection.
And our third and final phrase is something very common in business and everyday life, to rise to the occasion.
Ah, this one is very dramatic.
It is. It means when faced with a sudden, significant challenge, you perform much better than might have been expected.
It's when the pressure is high, but your performance somehow elevates to match that pressure.
For instance, the team leader was sick, but Leo rose to the occasion and managed the meeting perfectly.
It suggests that confidence is activated by necessity. You tap into a deeper well of ability.
So to summarize the language focus, we have to land on your feet, to take something in stride, and to rise to the occasion.
These 3 idioms are excellent for describing the behavior of a confident, successful individual. Use them to talk about yourself or others.
Mia, let's go back to one of the 10 expressions and explore how subtle changes in tone can affect its meaning. Let's take I can handle it, expression 6.
Good idea. Tone is everything in English.
If you say I can handle it with a very high, slightly squeaky voice, what does that communicate?
It communicates false confidence, maybe even slight fear. You sound hesitant.
Exactly. But if you drop your voice slightly, slow down, and emphasize the word can, I can handle it.
That sounds firm, authoritative, and truly confident. It reassures the listener.
This is why the mirror drill, tip 1, is so important. You have to practice the emotional tone.
Let's try expression number 10. I'll give it my best shot.
If you say it quickly, almost mumbling, what is the impression?
It sounds like an excuse, like, I'll try, but don't expect much. It minimizes the commitment.
But if you deliver it clearly with a small pause before the key phrase, I don't know the answer yet, but I will give it my best shot.
Now it sounds like a promise, a commitment to dedication and effort.
We need to remember that English learning is not just memorizing vocabulary, it's mastering the cultural nuances of delivery.
Let's discuss the practicality of using expression 9. What's the worst that could happen?
This phrase is a powerful internal tool, but you have to be careful when you say it to others.
If your boss suggests a risky strategy and you reply, what's the worst that could happen?
Your boss might think you are minimizing a serious risk. That would not be a confident move. That would be disrespectful or foolish.
True. This expression is best used internally or with very close friends when discussing a personal challenge like trying a new hobby or speaking English with a stranger.
It's all about context. The same confident phrase can change depending on the relationship.
Let's try expression number 2. I'm up for the challenge.
I think this is fantastic in a professional context because it shows respect for the difficulty of the task.
It's the perfect response when someone says, this might be too difficult for you.
It's a polite way of saying, watch me succeed, without sounding aggressive.
Can we talk a little bit more about the role of humor in confidence? We mentioned including small jokes.
Yes, humor is a huge confidence booster. When we use phrases like no sweat, it has a slight humor to it.
You are casually dismissing the difficulty.
And humor is a great way to use the 3-second rule, tip 2. If you are struggling to find a serious answer, a quick, light-hearted phrase can buy you time.
For example, if someone asks a very difficult English question, you could laugh slightly and say, "Wow, that's a tough one. I'm ready to tackle this, but give me a second."
The laughter breaks the tension, and the confidence phrase reasserts your control. You've used confidence to handle the awkward silence.
It's all about maintaining control over the flow of the conversation.
And we also need to emphasize the importance of using short, clear sentences, as we always recommend.
Look at our 10 expressions. None of them are longer than 6 words. I've got this. No sweat. Bring it on.
They are designed to be deployable quickly. When you are learning English, complexity often equals lack of confidence.
Simplicity equals mastery, or at least the appearance of it.
We encourage everyone to write down all 10 of these phrases and stick them where they practice their English every day.
That reminds me of a situation I had recently. I was giving a presentation to a new client who only spoke English.
That sounds stressful. New clients always raise the stakes.
It was. About halfway through, my computer froze. Total panic mode started to set in.
Oh no, what did you do?
I immediately thought, okay, Mia, use your confidence character. I channeled someone who wouldn't panic over a machine.
The confidence character worked.
Yes. I simply said, very calmly, apologies, technical difficulties, but I can handle it. I know this material inside and out.
And that phrase, I can handle it, bought you the time to restart the software without looking flustered.
Exactly. They saw professionalism, not panic.
That's the real takeaway here. Confidence phrases are not just language tools, they are stress management tools.
They prevent the anxiety from translating into verbal hesitation.
And remember the idiom we taught, you took that in stride. You handled the glitch smoothly and professionally.
That's right. I landed on my feet, even with the technical issues.
See, they are all interconnected. Using one confidence phrase helps you embody the idiom.
So let's quickly recap the 10 expressions before we sign off.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, listeners, we covered a lot today. We talked about how confidence isn't about perfection, but about belief in your ability to handle a challenge.
And we gave you 10 ready-made phrases to boost that belief immediately, starting with the action-oriented ones. I've got this, I'm up for the challenge, bring it on, I'm ready to tackle this, and no sweat.
And the positive outlook phrases. I can handle it. Let's dive in. I feel good about this. What's the worst that could happen? And I'll give it my best shot.
We also gave you 3 essential steps for immediate practice: the mirror drill, the 3-second rule, and adopting a confidence character.
Don't forget our language focus on resilience, to land on your feet, to take something in stride, and to rise to the occasion.
We strongly encourage you to pick 2 phrases from the list and practice them daily, starting with the mirror drill tonight.
Start small. Use them with friends, then with colleagues, and watch your English fluency feel immediately better.
Confidence is a muscle, and these expressions are the weights you use to train it.
Exactly. The more you use them, the more natural they become. Practice makes permanent.
Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of the English Blend.
It was a great talk. We hope this gives you the boost you need this week.
Yes, you don't want to miss that. It's going to be full of funny cultural mistakes.
Have a confident week, everyone.
See you in the next episode of the English Blend.